identity in the years ahead. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. True security is measured not by the protection of the few, but by the safety of the majority. This principle is reflected in President Bola Tinubu's directive for redeployment of police officers guarding VIPs so they can focus on community policing, especially in underserved and remote areas. The order was issued during a high-level security meeting with security chiefs in attendance. President Tinubu also approved the recruitment of 30,000 new police officers, underscoring the federal government's collaboration with states to upgrade training facilities nationwide. Now, with this order, President Tinubu added that VIPs will now receive protection from the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC, which will provide the necessary armed support. Now, let's share this story with you. All right, let's look at this. BK, this is the first time such a directive is being issued directly by the president. But I'd like to know what informed the president's decision, to order the withdrawal of police officers from VIP protection.
No, I think that we have to bear in mind what has been happening in the U.S. In the past 2 weeks or thereabout. There was a congressional hearing on the matter of insecurity in our country, which a lot of the Americans, obviously brainwashed, continue to pin on violence against Christians. To them, to the ignorant amongst them, all of the killings happening in the Middle Belt, that is the North Central states, are related to the persecution and genocidal acts being committed against Christians. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth. It is dangerous, lying propaganda deployed against our nation, for which we have to do our best to counter. On the strength of that lying propaganda, the Americans had that long congressional hearing on Nigeria. And during the hearing, they heard that we do not have enough policing resources. We don't have enough equipment. We don't even have enough men. That Nigeria has the most disproportionate police civil populace ratio in the world. And they made the point, the people, one of the people who addressed the lawmakers made the point that a good number of the policemen who should be policing our communities are actually providing security for VIPs. They didn't add that even oil companies in our country, especially in the Niger Delta area, use a good number of mobile policemen and soldiers. They didn't add that it's not policemen alone that are serving as private security to the high and mighty in our country. And some of these people, including musicians, use, in some cases, up to 10 policemen or policemen guiding an individual. I saw a popular Nigerian artist last weekend when one of my governor friends was in Lagos, and I went to see him. If you see the number of policemen guiding this boy, I was dazed. So the president, having had them say that during the congressional hearing, he knows that even the Americans would have their minds made up on one of the reasons we are unable to deal with insecurity in our country. If almost half of the policemen that we have are guiding private individuals, guiding private business premises, there is no way we can have enough people to provide policing for our people who badly need to be policed. So the president then decided to make this change. Civil defense officers had been known over the years to guide oil installations and all that. Is their core responsibility. But now they are about to be given the responsibility of providing security for individuals now. The question is, do they have enough men
exactly
to be able to fill the void that the police will create if we implement this wholeheartedly? Because every police IG that I've known in the last 20 years has always complained about this and even taken the decision that they should withdraw those people. On the 24th of April this year, this IG, the current IG, took the decision to withdraw all mobile policemen attached to VIPs. But what usually happens is that this pronouncement will be made and nothing will happen. We'll still see those people, especially foreigners in our country. They are heavily defended, heavily protected by policemen and soldiers. So now, Senator Shehu Sani, I was reading him this afternoon, I said, and he said it will only begin and end up as a statement. So he's convinced now that even the statement made by the president will not be implemented. You can see how bad it is that a president will make a policy statement and Nigerians will be convinced that it will not see the light of day. Hopefully, we will be able to implement this and stop the nonsense of policemen carrying handbags for wives of VIPs, policemen helping wives of VIPs to go and collect money, collect food at Owambes.
Yes.
Something that those people can collect by themselves. You see policemen helping to carry food for VIPs. This is the extent to which we have reduced our policemen. We turn them to errand boys, people helping to carry umbrella when it is raining for VIPs. So I see a lot of sense in what the president is trying to do.
Yes.
But the devil is in the implementation.
I like that part.
This is what I see.
I like that part. There are two things now. How does the police hierarchy ensure that the compliance of this directive, especially in the light that this thing is, most IGs have said it, so they should comply with this, but it has never happened. And the second part is, now that the responsibility is falling on the NSCDC, do they have the wherewithal? Are we now going to, is the government going to, improve or reform the NSCDC so that they can be able to carry out this responsibility?
I think what the government will do first is to try and recruit more people to the NSCDC, so that they will be able to fill in the gap that will be created by the police officers that will be leaving those private individuals, for them to do their constitutional role. Because if you look at most communities in Nigeria are ungoverned.
Yes.
Most of them don't even have police stations. Some people don't even know how police station looks like, So, but once we have these these police officers that we are guiding and protecting our private individuals, and once they come back, they will be able to start setting up police posts, police stations in all major communities. At least let there be a semblance of governance, and protection in those communities. There are so many communities that you can't even find one police post I'm saying post, not even station.
I know.
You understand? So with this now, and just like you said, and BQ said, there is no IG that has come that has never said,
yes,
oh, they withdraw. Because they will always go back. Last week, the PDP incident, if you know what happened, this particular group came with another police officer, the other one, the only thing that was left was none of them. The devil did not, come in between them for them to shoot.
To kill somebody.
They would have killed somebody. That was the only thing that was left. So I think with this decision, we want the president to make sure that every day he's calling the IG to ask him, have you implemented my directive?
But another thing...
Because if he doesn't, because Nigerians are waiting to see if this will be possible. This morning as I was coming, a vehicle with a covered number,
covered number
plate almost hit me. And there were police officers there carrying, I was thinking it was even the governor blowing siren, only for me to check it was a police officer that was behind him. And then you know that, okay, this is a private individual. So this is what they do.
But now that the president is giving the NSCDC this responsibility, will it not compromise the core duty of the NNCDC,
no.
which is to protect national assets?
They will still do that. They will still do that
without compromising.
Yes, of course, they will still do that. So what we need is for the police to make sure that at least that ratio of maybe 10 people to, because what we now have is one police officer to about maybe 1,000 or 10,000 Nigerians. But we can reduce that ratio. By the time we have more people, and then the president is recruiting more. So we need a situation whereby our communities will at least have a semblance of a police officer. Absolutely. Or 2 police officers in a station. And this will help the police. It will really help at least in reducing crime one way or the other.
Response time and all of it.
And all that.
I get you. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation.